Emailing a colleague at 1 in the morning, do or don't?
Oh, I mean, yeah. If I'm awake, there will be emails, as long as you're sober when you send the email. That is something I would not recommend.
Important caveat,
Yes.
Glamour readers. Hi, everybody. I'm Cindy Levy, and this is Step Into My Office, where female career superstars tell us their secrets of success. I'm in NBC Studios in New York City at Alex Wagner's desk. Alex is a rising TV anchor and the host of Now on MSNBC. But before that, she was the editor-in-chief of a music magazine, she once worked for George Clooney, and she demanded a job and got it. Thank you for joining us today.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for coming to my office.
Happy to be here. So let's talk about your office. You have this amazing place in 30 Rock. Would your 18-year-old self have been surprised at where you are now?
I think my 18-year-old self would be surprised, but my 7-year-old self would not be surprised because there are actually videos that I used to take at home pretending to be a newscaster, interviewing the teapot or interviewing my house cat. You can actually see my parents go in and out of the frame, just completely nonplussed.
I think you've done what a lot of women dream of, which is starting out in one field and going to another. How did you get that first job at Ray Gun?
So I had come to Los Angeles on spring break with my dad, and I said, I need to have a job here. And then I remember driving to a payphone and calling 411 and saying, give me the number for the Ray Gun offices. And then calling them and saying, my name is Alex Wagner. I'd like to talk to you about becoming an intern and then an editor. We had this interview, and then over the summer, I came out to Los Angeles. I started as an intern, and then 3 months later, they hired me as an associate editor.
So they did exactly what you told them to do.
Tenacity worked, and 411.
Now, one of the jobs that people do know that you held was working for George Clooney on Not on Our Watch.
Yeah.
So how does one get a job with George Clooney?
One of my friends who was working for Madeleine Albright, he had been taking George back and forth to Darfur, and they wanted to sort of formalize the work that George was doing on the issue of humanitarian intervention and genocide. I wrote a formal brief, I worked on it, and then I had an interview with my contact and George.
Was there an idea when you were coming out of that real boots-on-the-ground political work that, you know, okay, I think I want to get into TV, or did it just kind of happen?
One of the biggest educations I had in the Not on Our Watch job was the power of media and the power to convene an audience. And Mr. Clooney and his associates are very good at convening an audience.
I hope you're not required to call him Mr. Clooney.
Well, I'm just going, I've referred to him as George, GC. It reawakened all of my interest in sort of writing again. And I've always been interested in TV, the 7-year-old.
Do you have any advice for women who are interested in going into another field and wondering, you know, do I have what it takes to make that lateral move?
Women too often are their own worst enemies, and they negotiate with themselves rather than their bosses or the people they're trying to get the job from. And I always say to women, if you want it and you're prepared to work when you get there, there should be nothing stopping you.
That is a great message, and I think you're so right about women having that negotiation with themselves rather than taking it out there.
Yeah.
You've said that one of the things that you strive for in yourself as a boss and as a manager is to have some warmth, that you don't want to get too hardened.
Yeah.
What does that mean exactly?
When you work really hard, it sometimes gets hard to keep joy in your life.
Yeah.
Whether it's like, you know, meals with friends or good books or gummy bears or, you know, kisses from your husband. You know, these things are really important in terms of keeping your heart beating in a really powerful, you know, life-sustaining kind of way.
Yeah, and your fiancé is a chef. He's the Obama's personal chef and also very involved with Mrs. Obama's Let's Move. So is it fair to say you will never have to cook dinner again in your life?
The truth is, America, I made the first 3 meals that Sam and I had at home.
Ooh,
yes,
expose.
which is, I think, why I'm marrying him.
Okay, we do Glamour do's and don'ts. I want to ask you about some workplace do's and don'ts, according to Alex Wagner.
Okay.
So crying in the office.
Glamour do or glamour
Oh,
don't?
man. I think that it is inevitable that everybody will want to cry in the office. I do think that crying in front of one's colleagues, especially if you are in a management position, I wouldn't do it.
Wearing jeans to the office. Do or don't?
I was wearing jeans before I changed into this lovely dress.
Working on your vacation, do or don't?
Don't. It's really hard. But like, the whole point of vacation is to vacate.
And working on your honeymoon?
That is not happening.
Thank you so much. This has
so
been
welcome.
great and informative, and I think you're going to inspire a lot of people to move into other fields.
And interview teapots. Young people.
Was
very
there a
young.
scoop? What did the teapot say?
Teapot was like, not brewed enough. I don't know.
At Glamour, we love hearing from our fans, so tell me which career superstars you want to hear from next and post their names in the comments below. Thanks for watching.